guys. So this is honestly a video I did not want to have to make. So unfortunately, if y'all remember Cusco in my last video, we were saying that we wanted to keep him as a herd sire, so that way we could pass Rivers genetics along. About a week, this just shows how quick plans could change. A week after that, he passed. And we've just been taking the past 2 weeks grieving and also trying to figure out what exactly happened. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of a timeline. So one Sunday we noticed that he had a little bit of the runs, which we've had a little bit of a problem this year, so it's no big deal. Normally they bounce back very quick. But he stopped eating as much, and especially for a baby goat, that is a huge red flag. It's something that needs to be addressed almost immediately. So I called my vet, and he is an awesome vet. I can't speak highly enough of him. So I called to see if he could come out the next day, because I just thinking it was so new. I didn't think that it would really be a big deal if it waited till the next day. So that's what we did. So he came the next day, and thankfully he did, because he also had a very high temp. And that tells us that there's an infection somewhere in his body, because he had a very high temp, and that didn't start until that morning. So I'm glad we got him seen when we did. And he labeled it to 3 things that he could possibly think of that's life-threatening. So the first one would be Clostridium, and that is overeating disease, which I doubt it was that. So does he, because we gave Tilly in my previous videos CD&T, and we give this 28 days before they're born, and that way the CD&T is in their system before they can have it for themselves at 8 weeks of age. That's why. And also, we bottle feed no more than 20% of their body weight to make sure we don't overfeed. So that being said, I highly doubt that that's what caused it. So we just wanted to give him the antitoxin just to get that out of the way, just to make sure. Then we had worms, which he was a bottle baby at a certain point, so we really doubt it's worms. Plus his fecal came back okay. There was no worms or anything, so that. And plus we were already giving him coccidia prevention, so that's being treated, so can't really be that. And the third thing would be a stomach ulcer. And we just wanted to treat some of the things. He gave us a pain meds, but 2 days later, he did not improve. He was actually in more pain, and he was eating less and less, actually down to like maybe 3 cc's for the whole day. And that is not good. Definitely not good, because he was getting close to 20. So that is like starving himself, essentially. So we were like, well, this is what's happening. So he told us to go to Walmart, get this medicine. And we did that night. But the next morning he passed. And doing my due diligence to make sure it wasn't anything that I could have prevented. And I do take it personally. So I asked him if we could do necropsy. He was all for it, because he was kind of curious too to why. And it was very obvious when he opened him up that it was liver abscesses. And this is weird, because you see it in cattle when they're about to finish, when you're finishing them off on grain, and they're eating quite a bit of grain. So you see that in the gut. So that's what could happen. But he's a weanling, so he's not really eating grain at this point, except a little nibbles here and there. Then you see the umbilical cord site to see if there was infection. No signs of infection. So we were like dumbfounded and baffled to why this occurred in the first place. So we sent him to the lab, and I just got the results back 2-ish days ago, maybe 3 days ago. And apparently it was an irritant of some sort. We don't know what that irritant is. We're still trying to rule out things in our head. And even our vet said it could have just been one of those things where it just happened and there was nothing really we could have prevented about it. It could have just been that. So we don't know. We're still thinking it over, trying to think of if there's anything that could have possibly irritated him. That way we could watch out for the other babies and try to prevent it for next time. But it's really sad, but I just want to do my due diligence to make sure it doesn't happen again, if I can help it. But I'm not going to shy away from sharing these parts of goat farming, because if I can educate at least one person, I will share it. And farming isn't cupcakes, rainbows, unicorns, sprinkles all the time. It can be hard, and there can be tough decisions. There can be really hard things that you have to handle as a farmer. So I'm not going to steer clear of those conversations, because it's real. It's real life, real farming. So I'm just gonna stick with that. But sorry, I had a fire ant on me, and that's why I accidentally clicked the button. But so with all that being said, and talking about what's gonna happen to Casper, so realistically, he's still not a bad buck genetically. But I think since I have kept some of his daughters, and I might continue to keep a few of his daughters. Well, I'm not sure. I might not keep any this year. But anyway, so that being said, we're probably going to retire him in the next year or two. And what that means is, I can't remember if I said this before, but Coda, we weathered him anyway, just because we want to bring in some new genetics in, some better lines. So I think we're going to retire him in about a year or two, and then outsource a buck or buckling to be able to fill in that role. It's probably some point this year. That way they can grow up if they need to. But I really don't like sharing this kind of news with you guys, but it's inevitable sometimes. So. I just can't get over how good this girl looks. She is grown out nice. She's got a nice body. Still getting used to the showing part, or at least getting into the stance. But look at Firefly. She'll be a great doe to breed hopefully this fall, but she's definitely getting there. Prim, how many times do I have to tell you you cannot have the drink? You can't have it. Oh, you are heavy. Why? Why are you like this? Oh, girl, you are heavy. Get off. Get off me. No. No. Don't you eat. Really? Really? No. No. What? What? The nerve. Get off me. You are like 50 pounds now. That does not feel good. Yes, I'm talking to you. That's right. Get your hooves off me. Okay, bye. You can be up here, but you have to be good. And River's here too. Look at you, you're being so sweet now. Aw, my girls. I love my goats. Just a girl and her goats. It's honestly kind of like therapy just to have these guys, except when they're being huge pains, which normal goat behavior, it's typical. But I love my babies. Yes, I do. Mwah. What was that? What? So we are actually remodeling the milking station in there. Just because we want to keep it cleaner, that's why the stanchion's out. And all the girls have been loving it, honestly. They've been loving jumping up on it. As you can see, Tilly's laying underneath, Faye's on the other side, and the other two girls are up there. I've seen a few of the babies actually get into the feeding part of it, but we're going to be putting either concrete or stones on the bottom. That way it keeps it nice and clean and it's easier instead of the dirt that we have in there. But so that's our goal. And then we're going to redo this stanchion up here, sand it down more, fix it up a little bit more. But we should have a really nice milking stand come the end of this. Hey guys, so I tried to keep it short, but there was just a lot to update on, and I wish this could have been a better video, honestly. But sometimes with farm life, it's not always cupcakes and rainbows. So I hope everyone had a great Easter yesterday, and if you haven't already, please subscribe and follow along with us on our journey. We're going to be kicking off trying to get this one bred this fall and possibly Firefly too. So maybe we'll have some fall babies. So that's always exciting. And we just have a lot of other stuff coming up. I do have one surprise for next time. So definitely keep your eyes out for the next video because it's going to be a lot. Also, we did go to the market and it was honestly so busy that I forgot to film it at all. But all the girls, most of the babies ate. Friday was rainy and it kind of sucked, if I'm not going to lie, in that sense. But it was still a great turnout. Saturday was amazing. There were so many people that came out. My coworker came out and so many people that I knew. So we had a lot of fun. And then Chloe actually brought 3 of the babies to Little Farmers Day. So her FFA chapter does Little Farmers Day, and they bring the baby goats out to the kids, or the animals out to the kids. I think normally they have like chicks, cow, horse, pigs, pretty much a variety of animals. And they teach the kids about agriculture, and that's really crucial in this day and age. But I'm glad we were able to do that. And then we have the banquet coming up and her livestock show. So it's going to be crazy, crazy busy. So I will try to get the next video up. But please, again, if you haven't followed already, please do. Bye, guys. I don't know why babies all love this feeder. They like laying